How you guys doing? It's 514 Mystic from BookieBullies.com, and this is a little something I like to call the rundown. So I haven't done a show in a few days. It's Monday, and let's just try to make this money. So we're gonna start from the top in this Colorado versus Detroit Red Wings in the NHL. In this game, Colorado coming up with they have their win streak going on. They've been doing really well, making their playoff push, doing what they have to do. They're stupid favorite tonight, paying $1.32 on your buck. Red Wings not playing very well in their own respect. They've been playing horrible. Took a loss to a bad team over the weekend. Um, Honestly, in this game, it's minus 1.5 Colorado or nothing. Also, you could pick the over. Not a big fan of the over here. I'm also not a big fan of the puck lines, to be honest. The puck line's been a little bit sketch, but you know what? I'm gonna roll with this one today. This is a game, not a get right game, but this is basically a game to show force, if you will. Um, the last time these two teams seen each other, the last time these two teams seen each other didn't really work out that well for Colorado. They ended up winning the game, but they didn't. Actually, they did cover the puck line. They covered 6-3, so shouldn't be any different today. So I guess I'm mistaken the teams um, that didn't cover the puck line versus Detroit. But Detroit usually gives everybody a hard time, so don't take it for granted that they're just going to cover with flying colors. Um, I do think it's going to be a little bit touchy. It might even look a little bit fishy towards the end of the game, but ultimately I think they're going to cover. Next, you got the Edmonton Oilers versus the Nashville Predators. This game, two teams that I don't like to bet on. If anything, you bet on the underdog, but it doesn't make sense because the home team is favored. So in this situation, just give me the over. Regular things in this game, pretty much. I don't expect either of these teams to show out tonight, but I do expect goals to happen. Um, historically, historically, I don't think they go over too much historically. Last time we seen each other, 3-2 victory for Nashville, 4-2 victory for Edmonton. Rather Edmonton 3-2 and Nashville 4-2. Nashville 3-2. Edmonton 5-3. The last time they went over was back in 2018. So maybe my over might not be the best pick, but I think it's gonna go over regardless. Honestly, um, just my personal opinion on this. Let's check to see who the goalies are. Try not to take too much time here. It's only two NHL games, so no real reason to take too much time. So it's Pekka Rinne going up against Mike Smith. Mike Smith. Anyways, you know what? No play in that game. I'm not gonna force a play. If I had to, the stats is telling me the stats is screaming under, so I'm not going to. My initial thought was over. Excuse me. My initial thought was over, and now the stats are screaming under. So I'm just gonna stay away from it. I'm gonna hop right into the NBA. Short say the NBA also, but not as short as the NHL. At least we have a few games we could delve into. Got the Houston Rockets versus the New York Knicks, 10.0 favorite for the Rockets. Not convinced that Russell Westbrook is going to be playing tonight. He's probably going to get rested, but honestly, he should play. From what I see, they're not in the back-to-back, and from what I am seeing, they're only resting him in back-to-back situations. Houston, six-game winning streak. They've been playing really well since going micro ball. Knicks hard team to beat. They're not hard team to beat, but hard team to cover against because they have a lot of grit. But I don't think it's going to work out for them today. I think the Rockets continue their win streak. 10.0 seems reasonable enough. The total under 231, I like that pick also. I don't think Rockets go over by themselves, and I don't think the Knicks score 100 points. So, with all that said, I like the Rockets minus 10 and the under 231. Next, we got Portland versus Orlando. Portland still without Damian Lillard. They're underdog today against the Magic, 6.5 underdogs. Can't bet on Portland. Not a big fan. Can't bet on the Magic to cover. They're like meet their bottom tier of the covering at the spread as far as sports betting goes. So maybe you be careful with the Magics. Yes, they might cover a 1-2 here and there. Non-conference games, I'm not sure of their thing. Even if Portland is not that great of a team, but what I'll do, I'll give them credit and I'll let them play defense on their home floor. So I think that's something that they'll be able to do. Under 220.5 seems like a reasonable pick. Give me the under in that game. Next, we got the Utah Jazz versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. Utah 10.0 favorite. They really shouldn't be. They've been underwhelming as of late. And, the last time these two teams seen each other, uh, I believe the last time they seen each other, let me check to make sure. Utah covered. They covered 115 to 99. Um, but Cleveland, like they're one of those teams, man. They're the bottom feeder team that covers spreads. Like, they're in the top tier in covering as far as sports bets go. So I actually like Cleveland, but I like the under even more than I like anything else in this one. So the under 222 is the prevalent pick here, and that's what I'm gonna roll with. Next, the we got the Atlanta Hawks facing off against the Memphis Grizzlies. Atlanta favorite at home 2.0. 240 is the total, kind of a lot of points. I'm gonna stay away from that game, but I'm gonna watch because I think it's gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be really cool to see the youngins go at it. But no play in this game. I would really pick the Memphis Grizzlies money line. But Atlanta been playing really good at home. 240.5 is the total. It should probably go over. Atlanta goes crazy over at home, but no play. No play in that game. Next, we got the Bucks versus Miami. Bucks 4.0 favorite. 227.5 is the total. Bucks just played yesterday versus Charlotte. They struggled to cover. Nobody showed up to play with Giannis. Everybody went under 40% as far as shooting goes. Giannis was the only one holding it down. Today, maybe they make up for it. I got the Bucks to cover the 4.0. Totals at 227.5. I like the over in this game. Miami plays a really good game at home. They usually cover at home, but they don't have the big bad Bucks coming to town. But I think they'll be able to score some buckets. So give me the over 227 in this game. So I apologize for the movement in my laptop. I have it literally on my lap while I try to make some of these plays. Like I said, I'm in the process of fixing up and renovating the office or the room or whatever you want to call it. You know, the study zone. So, anyways, next game we got the Dallas Mavericks versus the Chicago Bulls. Mavericks 6.5 favorites. Whether or not Luka or Porzingis are playing doesn't matter. Dallas should be able to cover the spread. The Bulls are not that good, unfortunately. Totals at 221.5. I'm just not sure that the Bulls are going to be able to score as much. But I think the game goes over. But that's a lean, and I'm going to have to stay away from the play out of fear of my dollar. And last but not least, we got the Indiana Pacers versus the Spurs. Indiana 2.5 favorite on the road versus the Spurs. Spurs goes over. So does Indiana. They both scored buckets. Um, they're able to play defense. Spurs, they're on their way to try to make a playoff push. They're in the battle with 7, 8, 9. They're in the battle with 8, 9, 10, 11. So gonna be hard for the Spurs to make it. They got like 20 games to do it, and let's see how this works out. Listen, guys, we're in March, and we're more than halfway through the season. We're just about 3 quarters away from the ending of the season. Then it's gonna be the playoffs. The playoffs, in my personal opinion, is a little bit harder to cash in the playoffs because you have a lot more defense, a lot more things to consider. The refs, the intensity, the different things like that. Yes, you obviously win, but you have less garbage teams, so you have less of an edge. So try to get as much money as you can now, so that once the playoffs come, you guys are going to be able to invest a certain amount and incrementally increase it as we go along, because there's going to be less and less games as we move forward, and it's going to be harder and harder to predict exactly what happens. So just try to rack in as much wins as you can. Don't go and bet all your winnings. Don't go and invest all your winnings in steak dinners and things like that. Try to put some dollars aside, just so that you'd be able to reinvest and make more. And obviously, you want to treat yourself when you do win, but try to try to balance out your bankroll, because the playoffs are coming, and when they come, I'm telling you, it's going to be intense. Not only for the players, but for us. So that's pretty much it. I got 8 plays, no, 9 plays on this night. We're gonna get right into it, and before we do, I'd love you guys to go ahead and smash that like button, share, hit the comment section, because making money is a team sport, and obviously hit the share button so you could share and let everybody know what you're watching, or give more people that that are into this kind of stuff, give them a heads up as to what we're doing here, because we out here cashing. I'm out here giving free plays. So without further ado, gonna give you guys the bookie bullies rundown. So starting from the top, we got the Colorado Avalanche minus 1.5. That's in the NHL, only playing the NHL tonight. Got the Houston Rockets 10.0 to cover the spread against the Knicks. Got the under 231.0 in the Knicks versus the Rockets. Got the under 220.5 in the Orlando versus the Portland Trailblazers. Got the under 222.0 in the Utah Jazz versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. Got the Milwaukee Bucks minus 4.0 to cover against Miami. Dangerous play alert, because they are in a back-to-back situation in Miami's house where they play really good. So be wary. I got the over 227.5 in that game. Got the Dallas Mavericks minus 6.5. And got the over 221.0 in the Pacers versus the San Antonio Spurs. So that's 9 plays. I'll post them on my Twitter uh, minutes before the first game has aired, just so that everybody knows what time it is, that I actually gave out these plays and I'm not just pretending here. And that's pretty much it. So I'll tell you, like I tell you all the time, please do not bet what you can't afford to lose. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So on that note, hit the comment section. Like I said, man, making money is a team sport. So be safe, be good, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.